Hey guys, it's Christina Lane from Dessert for Two, and today we're making my favorite weekend baking recipe. We are making chocolate chip scones. If you've been here for a little while, you know about my lemon scone recipe. They're pretty much viral. I make my scones in a little tiny disc and cut them in four because 4 scones is perfect for 2 people. Let's get started. Making scones is a little bit like making biscuits because we're gonna mix together all of our dry ingredients first before we put in our butter and heavy cream. So let's start with 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, we also need to sweeten them up a little bit, but not too much. Scones are a little more on the savory side. These aren't super sweet, so we're just doing 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And then we need our leaveners. We want nice, tall, flaky, fluffy scones. So we're gonna do a full teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a little bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, give this a quick whisk, get this all incorporated. These are all of our dry ingredients. We're gonna mix this before we work in our wet. So we need 1/2 stick of butter. That's 4 tablespoons. This is cold butter. I just pulled it from the fridge. So just start working it in. Start pressing on all the butter pieces. And this takes a little while. It takes a little muscle, but you want to keep going until all of the butter pieces are smaller than peas and they're evenly incorporated. Butter is what makes scones flaky. It's made up of water and fat. So when butter is in the oven, the water turns to steam and evaporates and leaves behind little flaky pockets. So that's why scones are always crumbly and delicious. Okay, I'm gonna make a little well in the center. Then we are going to add 1 egg yolk. I want you to save the egg white for another use. So we just want the yolk here. The yolk is where the fat is and the richness of the egg is. Add that to the center. Then we're gonna add heavy cream. This is what makes my scones delicious. This is 1/3 cup plus 2 tablespoons, but I also want you to look at it after you add it. And if it still seems a little dry, you can add an extra tablespoon. So give this a little stir. Okay, I think we forgot something. Chocolate chips. This is 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. That is our dough. We're gonna gather it into a ball. Make a little disc out of it. See, when you're baking small batch, everything you bake fits in your hand. I don't even know the other way to bake anymore. Everything I do is tiny. I'm always cutting recipes in half and then cutting them in half again. Okay, we're gonna press it flat. Want a little disc. And go around the edges. Use the warmth of your hands to make sure the edges aren't cracking. We're gonna slice it into 4 equal pieces. Just make an X. You can see this rich dough. You can even see pieces of butter throughout. Okay, we're gonna put this on our baking sheet. I have a small 1/4 sheet pan that I lined with parchment paper. I'm gonna place our scones on it. You wanna space them out. They really do grow quite a bit. Before you slide these into the oven though, I want you to brush them one more time with heavy cream. And when you do this, cover all the surfaces, not just the top. So go ahead and brush cream on the sides and the backs. Every exposed surface of the dough needs a little bit of heavy cream. This is completely optional. This is turbinado sugar, but this is what makes your scones look like they came from the bakery. It's really coarse sugar crystals, and it makes a crunchy, sweet topping for your scones. These guys go into a really hot 400-degree oven for about 13 to 15 minutes. You're gonna know they're done when the bottom gets nice and golden brown. Okay, our scones are done. You can see the nice golden brown edges and the bottoms. Making scones on Saturday mornings is a tradition in our house, but I usually make lemon scones or pumpkin scones, but I think my husband and daughter are going to love the chocolate chip version. So I'll put them on a plate, make them pretty. maybe a little mint sprig. I hope you love these tender, flaky chocolate chip scones. For the full recipe, visit dessertfor2.com.